Happy Saturday, church family. I hope that and pray that this finds you well on this Saturday. I hope that you have had a good week and that you are healthy and happy and are surrounded by loved ones. Now, before we get to our joys and concerns this week, I have a few of my usual announcements to catch up with. And the first of those, of course, is that my office hours are limited. I'm in and out. I do more work from home than I used to, although I try to make it down here at least to pick up the mail and take care of other chores. Not every day, but most days. So you can find me here. But if you really need to find me, please call my cell phone. I have it with me most of the time. Occasionally, like yesterday, it's upstairs when I'm downstairs, or vice versa. But I will get to it, and if I don't answer, I will call you back. So please, if you have the opportunity or the need, please give me a call. I love to hear from all of you. So also, last night, lots of rain, beautiful rain, great rain, lawn going crazy. It is at home, and it also is here at the church, which means that it is lawn mowing season. The ground just soaks that up, and the grass looks so green and beautiful, and that means that Mark is busy mowing. And as usual, this time of year, we take up a collection to handle the mowing, and at $50 a week. And so far, we have covered 10 weeks worth of the mowing. So we are looking to cover about another 19, about 29 ought to take care of us into October. So if you can, please donate to that. As you send your check in, we would ask that you would write in the memo line that it's for lawn mowing, so that Barb knows that it's not your pledge, that it's actually for lawn mowing. And speaking of pledges, I am overwhelmed. By your giving, and I am so thankful for everything that you give to the ministry of this church as we go on, and as we in some ways reach more people than we even used to with the use of this videos, because the videos are making it out past our immediate church family and even past the church family in Cozad. So I thank you all for everything that you're giving, and you can send the checks in to Barb as you have been, and thank you so much again. So now let's get to our joys and concerns for this week. And the first joy is also a concern. And the two joys that I wanted to share are sort of related. And that joy is that our directed health measures for Dawson County and for this area, for Two Rivers Health Department, are being relaxed somewhat this week. And that means that some things will be open and available to us that haven't been before. And this is a wonderful thing. It's nice to have those things available to us when we have not for a while. So that is a good thing, and I want us to support our local businesses, but I also want to make sure that we know that this is not a free-for-all, that we need to continue to be cautious, that we need to continue to limit our going out, that this is not the be-all and end-all. There are still many cases in our area. The cases in our area are still growing, and I pray every day that none of you get this, and that no one else in this town gets it, that no one else in this county gets it, and that no one else has to be that sick or to die. But that is dependent upon us and how responsibly we handle our freedoms. And so as you go out and as you may start to do things that you haven't done before, I urge you to continue to be cautious, continue to wear your mask, continue to try and keep that 6 feet of distance. It's important. Now, another wonderful thing, and this is personal, but I think it has something to do with all of you. Another wonderful thing happened this week. It was something that was anticipated, but finally occurred this week, because we got a deposit in our checking account this week from the United States government. Our stimulus checks arrived for Jill and I, and we had talked about this. We had talked about this going back a while. What we would do, because we consider ourselves, we consider ourselves so blessed that we have work, that our work is important, that it's work that we love, and that we get paid actually to do this. And so that is a joy. It is a privilege. And to have this extra money arrive is a wonderful thing. The fact is that we don't need this money. We're employed. Our income has not been affected thanks to the generosity of all of you folks. So what to do? What to do with this extra money? And I suppose we could just squirrel it away. I suppose that we could go out and buy some extravagance. But in talking about it, we both came to the same conclusion, and that is that this needs to go to help people who maybe aren't as in as advantageous a position as we are. So we have decided, both Jill and I, that we are going to split this money up between various causes. First, a third of it is going to go to our two churches. So my 1,200, 400 of it is going to go to the First Presbyterian Church, realizing that there are some people who probably cannot make their normal donation because they have been adversely affected in terms of income by this. So we are going to donate an extra $400 of our income to the church. Second, to help out in our community, because we know that there are people in our community who are in need. And so we are going to give to the Christian Charity Fund. Again, I will give $400 of mine to the Christian Charity Fund. Jill is going to contribute $400 of hers to a cause in COZAD. And then finally, the last 400 of mine is going to go to our seminary. It is going to go to Austin Presbyterian Theological Seminary in order that students can continue to be trained, so that ministers are available for churches like this and like COZAD and like all the other churches in Nebraska, so that there will be Presbyterian ministers who are qualified and trained to do this job in the future, so that our ministries and our witness to Jesus Christ in this world can continue. Now, if you happen to be in a position where you know you don't need this money, if you are in a position where you do need it, please use it, pay your bills, get medicines, get groceries, do whatever you have to do. But if you are in a position like us, where this is just extra money and you don't need it for anything, I urge you to look around you at the causes that might need your help. And that can include the businesses that might need your help. If you want to go in and make a purchase at a local business to help support them, great. If you want to give to any of the many causes here in town, whether it be the Christian Charity Fund, whether it be L2 for Kids, whether it be the backpack program, whether it be Helping Hands, all of those folks can use your help, because there are going to be people looking for help in this community as the days and weeks go by. So I urge you, if you are in that position, to find a worthy cause to give that money to. It can do so much good in our community, and it can bless so many people. So consider that, if you would. Now, for our prayer concerns, Anna, Matt, Luke, and Jeffrey Dalrymple. Luke is doing well, but with the virus out there, it is an ongoing concern that anything should happen to Luke. So pray for them. Alan Dopp and family, he continues to do well, but the progress is very slow. So we continue to lift them up and hope that he is back here soon, and well enough to be back here and recovering here. This week especially, I would like you to lift up Jan and Archie and the entire Rickardson family as Jan moves closer to her heavenly home. And unfortunately, that will probably not be too long. So please, please hold them in prayer. We also continue to lift up Jane Herndon and Lauren Andrus, Bev Soller, Cody and April, Betty, and then Mark Bartels also, as he recovers from his shoulder injury. And then joining these ongoing concerns are some new ones. We have actually prayed for this young woman recently, Natalie Root, who's a friend of Caitlin Clark, who had ALS, and she passed away this week. So we lift up her family in her death and pray that they will find peace. We also are praying this week for Craig Johnson, who's going to undergo knee surgery during the week. He has a meniscus that needs to be fixed, and so we pray that his surgery is successful and that he's back on his feet and feeling good and pain-free in no time. We also lift up this week a colleague of Claudine Kennicott, a woman named Anne, about Claudine's age, who has 3 teenage children and received a diagnosis of cancer this week. And so please lift her up in your prayers and hold her there as she goes through this difficult time. And in addition to that, we also pray for Jocelyn Kennicott and for the entire family as she makes her move to Lincoln. It is a difficult time to be making this move, and while there's excitement involved in her going on to study at UNL, she is still looking for a job in Lincoln, and so there's some anxiety, as there always is around that. So your prayers for Natalie, or for Jocelyn, and, well, for Natalie too, but for the whole family, the whole Kennicott family, as this move occurs. And also, as this pandemic continues, everyone who's been affected for it, let us lift them up. Let us see if we can help them in body, mind, or spirit, however we are able. It is wonderful to be able to serve this way in this time. So if you find it within your heart, and not only to lift them up in prayer, but maybe to send a card to someone who might be needing it, make a phone call to someone who might be needing it. Lift them up if you can. We pray all of these things, of course, in Jesus' holy name, knowing that he is with us all. No matter what happens, no matter what we're going through, Jesus is with us. And we thank God for that today and every day. God bless you on this Saturday. Have a wonderful afternoon and evening. We'll see you in worship tomorrow. Bye now.